Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts. I am back with the slick back, well, a slick braid. We did a little dookie braid or whatever. I'm back and I'm restored. I'm at my natural state of slick backs, and I'm excited because I have not been I've been creating What the Reality content. I haven't been creating Cache Roberts beauty content because those braids, they were done, y'all. Like, the overgrowth was real, hair's long. Like, you ever get some braids, the overgrowth is real. Like, I do not want to create content, makeup content, when the overgrowth is there and present. Like, I just don't care to do that. But I am back better than ever. What is going on? We did not have a Friday episode, so I feel like it's been forever since I've seen you guys. But it's been a week. Appropriate. So this week, drumroll, will be our part 2 of What's the Reality on Ramona and Mario's divorce, part 2. I'm currently in the midst of like taking notes and stuff for that. So that'll be up this Friday. And yeah, and then on to the next topic within the next 2 weeks. I'm really excited, which will be in October. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Welcome to Toxic Tuesdays. I think I'm just gonna say Toxic Tuesdays because it's more SEO. And if you're a writer and like digital marketing, you know what I mean. Like, it's just easier if I have Toxic Tuesdays. I love Toxic, but it's Tuesday, so I'll probably use them interchangeably. But it's just easier when people are searching. They're searching Toxic Tuesdays, and then What's the Reality comes up. I'm also probably going to take off with Cache Roberts. I mean, obviously, I'm going to say that in every, show in my cover. It's not going to change, but when you are looking for my podcast, it'll just say What's the Reality. I'm sure you could still search my name and it would come up. But I'm just thinking about like SEO and like pushing my podcast like more to the front, forward, all this stuff. Let's get into these toxic talks. We have a jam-packed show, but not even really. Like, I think this will be probably a good hour. So sit back and get your wine, your water, your tea. I'm a tea lover. Even though I've been drinking those Starbucks holiday drinks, that are coffee, but it's probably gonna be an hour show because, to be honest, like, Real Housewives of Miami hasn't really been hitting. I mean, I'm still enjoying it, but we know it's definitely winding down. Like, it's definitely winding down. So there's not really much to talk about, but let's get into these toxic talks. So I was logging on to Twitter. Was it Twitter? It was Twitter, and it was also TikTok. And the girls were in the comments arguing about something because if it's not this, it's that. And today's topic for Toxic Talks, we are talking about Body by Raven, Pilates, whatever her name is. Do y'all remember when she was on Love is Blind? She was on Love is Blind, like maybe like season 3, USA version. She was on like season 2 or 3. I can't remember, but I remember her from Love is Blind. And then she's like this huge Pilates instructor, whatever. So she posted this very elitist, classist video on Pilates and basically equating Pilates to Bottega Veneta, luxury designer brands, saying Pilates it's not supposed to be basically accessible. Like, she said, yes, she wants it to be accessible, but when she sees the discourse on people saying, why is Pilates so expensive? And where's the diversity? She was basically equating you to shopping at your favorite designer store, and you're not looking around going like, where's the diversity? Because it is, luxury. So she's basically saying Pilates is in that bracket, especially because it takes 500 hours minimum. And then she was like, 500 hours minimum to get your license. And I did my research because I was just like, well, I know like hairstylist and I'm like barber, it takes like, I think like 1,200 hours. But personal trainer, like I guess you don't need no hours. Like you just need like a good month and anyone can call themselves a personal trainer. And then yoga, I did do my research. Yoga said like 200 hours to be qualified as a yoga instructor because, you know, I am an investigative journalist. But yeah, so she was basically equivalent. What? How do I want to say? She's basically saying Pilates is the designer of workout. And then, of course, I was like, well, it ain't worth it because you can get that on the YouTube for free 99. So I actually had a Pilates membership I'm gonna just say it at Club Pilates. I gotta get something up. At Club Pilates. This was probably 2 years ago. I had a membership at Club Pilates, and I signed up for some membership. Me and my friend, we were doing some membership. You would get a deal. Keep in mind, so I've done Pilates. I've done mat Pilates. I work out on a regular, like strength training, you know. I probably work out like 3-4 times a week. I've tried bar. I really like bar. I actually really like bar. I think bar is a good like yoga Pilates mix. I would start bar back up. Bar is really good. I've done the Orange Theory fitness stuff. The only thing I haven't done is solid core, which I'm really interested in. I've done cycling. I've tried it all. Needless to say, Pilates is definitely the most expensive form of working out I've tried. So much I don't think it was ever worth it. So I did Club Pilates. I signed up. They were having some membership, some deal going on. When you sign up, you get X amount of months off. I paid at Club Pilates, disclaimer, and I was working 2 jobs at the moment. I don't even know why I was doing this. I was at iHeart and Sephora at the time. Like I wasn't even at my corporate job when I was doing this. Or maybe I was. I was 1 year at my corporate job. 1 year or 2 now. I was paying $100 for 4 classes a month. Like, who did she think she was? Why was I doing that? I don't know. And the thing with Club Pilates, y'all, I'm going to just tell you, is you're not guaranteed the classes you want to do. So I like to work out in the morning. I don't like to work out when I get off of work. When I get off of work, I like to wrap up stuff I need to do for my hustling, my hustles, my hobbies. I like to sit and relax. But typically when I'm getting off of work, like I'm hustling with my pod, my newsletter. I don't have time to work out, or I'm relaxing from a long day. I don't like to work out in the afternoon, especially after work. So with Club Pilates schedule, it was first come, first serve. And the classes would fill up very fast. And keep in mind, you're on tiers. I was the lowest tier, paying $100 a month for 4 classes. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, okay, so I guess that's $25 a class a week, right? So I'm like, as long as I get in there and I'm doing a class a week, I would try preferably on the weekends because I had my set workout schedule, right? It never worked out that way because the classes would fill up. And like I said, I'm the lowest tier. So therefore the schedule is opening last for me. Or if you're not on it when the schedule drops, you're kind of out of luck. And then it's like I'm booking 2 Pilates classes back to back. And the thing is with Pilates is if you don't do that consistently, you're never going to see any improvements. So I probably kept on to that for 3 months because they were having some rate, some deal. So it was like $80 for 4 classes when it's normally $100. So I was doing the 80 and then I did the 100 for probably 2 months after. And then I tell you what, like with Pilates, like I said, if you don't do it consistently, you don't see any improvement. So it wasn't consistent enough because my classes were all over the place because the schedule sucked. It sucked. It sucked. And then I tried to move to a further studio and I was just losing gas in my car. Like, it was just like, I'm not seeing any improvement. And I like to work out and see an improvement. I'm like, oh, okay, like biceps, T, like triceps, T, like butt, fat. Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't seeing any of that with Pilates. I wasn't getting a return for my rate, and I was spending a lot of money there. I stopped going to Pilates. I thought it was incredibly expensive. And I also looked around the room, and I'm sorry, at Club Pilates, no tea, no shade. All tea, all shade. I look around. I didn't want to look like any of the girls in the Club Pilates class. The only people I wanted to look like was probably my instructor, but me and her would never look the same because this girl was a size 0. I'm not a size 0. So it's like not realistic. And it's $100 a month. Are you serious? So that didn't make sense to me. So the girls are online saying, since when has Pilates become so, elitist classes and lack of diversity? Is just crazy how basically it's like you're trying out for the marathon to be accepted into Pilates. Like they're saying this is unattainable. And I agree. And I totally agree. So now you have this Pilates instructor on here basically saying, yeah, I agree, and stop complaining about it. When it's like you would want your instructor to be like, no, it should be for everyone. That's the discourse. This Raven girl didn't put this out. She didn't face so much backlash. She took her video down. But the video still lives on. Why did I say it like that? So the video still lives on. I don't even want to play the video. I listened to the video. I watched the video. I don't even know what she was saying. I had to go to the comments. I'm like, what is the girl even talking about? Like, I just felt like she missed the mark. I was like, what are you saying? So now, after doing my research, Pilates was actually brought to America from a German-born gymnast, bodybuilder, and entrepreneur in the early 20th century. It was supposed to be a combination. Pilates was a sickly child who became a talented athlete through exercise, studying various fitness regimens, practicing yoga, boxing, and gymnastics. I also was a gymnast when I was little, but nothing I know. Simone Biles, of course, or Jordan. But so born in 1883, Pilates suffered from asthma, rickets. This is the guy. Which is so funny because his name's actually Pilates. He suffered from asthma, rickets, and rheumatic fever. His father was a gymnast. His mother was a naturopath. Pilates was inspired by yoga, tai chi, martial arts, Zen meditation, animal movements, and classic Greek and Roman exercise. So he taught his exercise system to the internees for World War I and created there's a lot of stuff and helped rehabilitate injured prisoners. So it was taught in prison too. He helped rehabilitate. Why can't I say that word? He helped them in rehab, the injured prisoners. So this was taught during World War I in prisons, and the Pilates man himself, the guy that founded it, was not this 100% healthy person. So that's the real tea on how Pilates was founded. So I don't know. I watched the video. You guys can probably see it on TikTok. So her vibe for me just came off very elitist and classes, but it's like, okay, because like I have picked up mat Pilates again, just because I do feel like it's a talent to be able to move your body like that. I work out, but like I said, Pilates teaches you a different type of strength, like that you won't get in the gym. And I just started back up. I use Pilates by Izzy, and I really like her. She's Australian. I've heard Move with Nicole, and I've heard Raven. It's so funny because Raven is of mixed race. She is black and white. And I've never felt a connection with her videos. But I don't like her. I don't like her. So, and I didn't like her on Love is Blind. I don't like her on social media. So I'm biased. what do you guys think about the Pilates discourse? Is Pilates supposed to be unattainable, or is it supposed to be accessible? Do you think it is an accessible luxury? Because I personally think Pilates has no business being that expensive for that reformer and stuff. You might as well go on the TikTok shop and get that one machine that I'm really considering getting, and be fine with that. I don't think Pilates has any business being that expensive, especially for classes you can't get or have access to unless you're like up here for first pick the schedule. I think Pilates in that case is a scam. Do I think it does wonders for the body? Yes. Do I think it should be exclusive and for a certain body type? No, because like I said, whether you're strengthening your core with a 6-pack or a 2-pack, you are learning to strengthen that core a different way with Pilates than you are in the gym. That's my tea on the active stuff, but I'm just saying, I think her video reeked of classes and elitist vibes. And the only thing that should be exclusive or luxury when it comes to the world of activism is probably a sauna or a spa membership. Like, honestly, that is the only thing. But if you want to be able to work out, you should be able to work out at a comfortable price. And that's that on that. Let's move on to some other toxic talks. AirPod Pro 3. They may be the new thing to get. And I don't know if I talked about this on the pod. I probably have. I got this piercing. This is it's a piercing. What is this? Because I have my helixes pierced. I don't know what this one is called. I'm blanking. Tragus. Tragus? Is it tragus? Oh my goodness. Ear piercings. I was so happy to get it. Is it the tragus? It is the tragus. I think it's the tragus. Wait, I have to look it up. I'm pretty sure. Yes, my tragus. So ever since I got my tragus piercing, I haven't been able to put both my AirPods in. So now I wear over the head Beats. Fine. That's fine to work out in. It's probably better, like hygienic wise too. And especially because it's about to be like a year since I got this piercing. No, it's not. I lied. It's not even a year yet. It'll be a year, maybe like next March. I think like next March. Okay. Got this. Ever since I got it, I can't put both my AirPods in. Oh my gosh, poor K. Why? So I haven't been able to wear both my AirPods. But these new AirPod 3s, they are going to be featuring a legit live feature that translates in real time what's going on, like if it's a different language. And I was like, well, nail salons are definitely screwed because they're always talking in Mandarin. And I wear my AirPods at the nail salon. Like I put one in. So now my AirPod's going to be literally randomly transcribing and translating what they're saying. And that's going to come in handy, especially for a lot of people with them corns on their feet. You're going to see what these nail people are saying about your feet. The nasty corns. But I don't know. Are you guys going to get them? I'm considering it, even though I can only wear one. I hope eventually I'll be able to wear both AirPods, but I don't think I will be. Like, I was reading something. It's like sometimes when you get this piercing, which is supposed to help with headaches, which it does not. Apparently, sometimes this piercing will change the anatomy of your ear. Therefore, certain things you were able to do, you won't be able to do. And if I would have known that, I probably wouldn't have gotten that piercing. But I am going to get a second cartilage because I saw a picture and it was really cute. But I probably wouldn't have gotten this piercing if I known that. It changes the anatomy of your ear. So I don't think I'll ever be really able to wear AirPods unless I just shove it in and like get comfortable with it. But I don't want to, hurt the healing. So I'm really trying to wait until I'm like at that year mark and like try to put it in. Every once in a while I put it in, but then it kind of hurts. Like I can't leave it in. So I'm trying to work it in there. AirPods 3, that's a really cool feature to have. Like in my legit opinion, I think that's a really good feature to have. Who else is gonna be screwed? Like Wasabi's, like all Mexican restaurants, like everyone is gonna be screwed. Like it's like you might as well just say what you said and stand on it. Because if someone decides to put their AirPod in and you're talking crap, I mean, it won't be good for businesses because and I'm not even faulting them because, like, obviously, I was talking my native language too. If I work with my, like native people, I mean, my native language is English, but I'm just saying, like, if I was running an American nail salon in Tokyo and I'm not really good at talking Mandarin, of course, I would talk in English with my employees if they talk English. So there's no shade or no tea on that. Do as you please. I'm saying with these AirPod 3s, make sure you guys are more like cognizant and like more aware of what you are saying, because now this feature can get you caught up, and that's just the real tea. That is literally the real tea. Beyonce and Jay-Z attended this RHOM Alliance casino night. Beyonce also dropped pictures of herself looking amazing, and it's like pretty late after her birthday, but like that's why I love Beyonce, because she doesn't follow the rules. I think that's why I'm more like her, because I'm like, I don't post on my birthday. I post a selfie, let the girlies know, but other than that, I could post a freaking birthday collage a week after my birthday. I don't know. Maybe it's like a Leo Virgo thing. Like we have like that it's an August thing. We don't care. I stopped caring. I'm like, nah, you're going to see this selfie. But I don't really care about posting a legit picture or carousel of myself on my birthday. I'm just like, real ones now. But I don't know. So her and Jay-Z were at the RHOM Alliance casino night. There's a photo going around that she was sitting at a table with Ivanka Trump and her husband, Jared Kushner. And I said hashtag fake news. The photo is ever so clear. It did not look like they were sitting at the same table. And I'm just confused why so many people are dumb. And people are saying, of course, she's sitting at the same table. She's been secretly MAGA this whole time. Like she didn't give a whole speech at the Kamala Harris convention or like her whole rallies and stuff. Like she did not sing for Barack Obama when he was inaugurated. Like she has not consistently been blue. People want something so bad. And I saw this disgusting tweet saying that woman deserves all the lashing she gets. Even though I love her so much as an artist, I wish she would stop not standing for anything. And it's like, what planet are you guys on? And you think like you have this much access to this woman? And it's like, she's still going to pay you dust. Like, she doesn't care. Even if she was sitting at the table, you do know it is an event and you don't get to pick where you sit. Now, if they're smart, given her history of who she supports, they wouldn't have sat her at the table. But what is her, like, it's a seated event. Regardless. It's different if this is her birthday party and they're invited. Like, you know what I mean? Which they never have been. And now people are digging in the files before Trump was even taken serious as a politician. This is in his Celebrity Apprentice era and him getting a picture with Beyonce. And they're saying this is when she started mingling with him and became bread. Needless to say, Billboard has released a statement basically saying they were not sitting at the same table at all. Period. Point blank. Hashtag fake news. Hashtag reality check. Last toxic talks before we get into some reality topics. And then I want to talk about Real Housewives of Miami and that King's Court finale. Like, I have to talk about it. But Washington Post has decided to fire their last full-time Black opinion columnist, Karen Attiah. I hope I'm saying her name correct. Over a tweet regarding Charlie Kirk's death. She has posted the receipt. She said her only direct reference to Kirk was this one post in his own words on his record. This was 4 days ago, so I'm not sure if this was right after he was, murdered or, I'm not sure when she posted this and this was on Blue Sky as well, which is also the very, blue Democratic social media of Twitter. I need to get on Blue Sky. I was on Blue Sky and then I was just like, it's just too new. Like my feed wasn't the same as it is on Twitter. Like Twitter is heavily politics, which I hate, but I also see all my housewife stuff on there and some makeup stuff on there. So I've been able to configure a good algorithm, but Blue Sky is relatively not ran by Elon. So I do need to get back on there. Quote unquote, it said, Black women do not have the brain processing power to be taken seriously. You have to go steal a white person's slot. And that was a quote from Charlie Kirk, and that is what she posted 4 days ago. She said her commentary received thoughtful engagement across platform support and virtually no public backlash, and yet the post accused my measured Blue Sky post of being quote unquote unacceptable, gross misconduct, and endangering the physical safety of colleagues. Charges without evidence, which I reject completely as false. They rushed to fire me without even a conversation. This was not only a hasty overreach, but a violation of very standards of journalistic fairness and rigor the Post claims to uphold. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And that was the last Black full-time opinion editor. And it's very ironic that she's getting fired over her opinion, given her job title that she's an opinion editor. Very ironic. Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I don't have any words or thoughts regarding that situation, just that Washington Post has decided to do that, and a lot of employers are taking action, especially if you are in higher positions and have a lot of social media followers. Just be definitely cognizant. It doesn't make it right or wrong. I mean, I know that's in journalism as well, which I do dibble and dabble in as an investigative journalist. Therefore, I'm biting my tongue. But I just don't have an opinion on it. The situation is horrific. What happened? I think a lot of us saw the video, but a lot of employers are cracking down if you've said anything in support or not. You know, be careful, because social media at the end of the day is trackable, and anything can come to the light. I want to get into these reality topics because I'm so excited. Taylor Frankie Paul was announced as the next Bachelorette, and she actually did this in such a Gen Z way. She announced it through the Call Her Daddy podcast, and then also through her Instagram story, a bunch of roses, whatever. I will be here for this because, in the words of Candace Dillard Monique, or Candace Dillard, why did I just combine her and Monique Samuels? Candace Dillard Smith, I think it's Smith, or Smith Dillard. Girl, go back on Potomac so I can remember your last name. She tweeted, she was like, now, I did not know how she got down, because Taylor Frankie Paul, they said, someone tweeted that is some, I can't even say it on there. They just said that she acts very, her family is ghetto, okay? And not in a sly way or to put down, you know, Black people or anything as a Black woman, but it's just funny. It's an inside joke with Black people. Like Taylor Frankie Paul, they get down over there on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It is so funny to me that she has now been announced as the next Bachelorette. I don't even watch The Bachelorette. I don't watch Bachelor. I feel like there's two people when it comes to reality universe. There's Bachelor people, and then there's Bravo people, and then you get that weird, like, child in between that's kind of like, you know, of incest, and it's like, oh, we like Bravo and Bachelor Nation. Also, I feel like Bravo people typically like MTV stuff. So, but you get that weird child that comes down from like Bachelor and Bravo, and it's like, oh, I like them both. And you don't meet those people often. And like I said, I am not a product of liking Bravo and Bachelor Nation. I'm not. And I don't know a lot of people that like both of them. You're either one or the other. And then I know more people that like Bravo and MTV stuff. Like that is way more in common. I feel like the Bachelor universe is a whole different world of reality TV. I tried to get into it with Matt James, the first Black Bachelor. I thought it was insanely cringy. I thought the filming and just like the cinematography, and maybe this is me as a true reality TV person and just like, this is what I do, this is what I love. And like, honestly, I studied media and culture in school. I could have filmed better than ABC Family. I'm just saying, like, when you watch The Bachelor, like, why is the production so grainy? Like, it doesn't look HD quality at all. It's definitely giving like 540p. It's never giving 1080 HD. So I personally can't sit through and watch The Bachelor. I think it's very cringe. And yeah, the last season I could really watch. I tried to get into Bachelor in Paradise. That's not for me. Yeah, Bachelor has never been for me. Now, this Miss Taylor Frankie Paul from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, that is my girl. So I will be watching The Bachelorette. I'm also very curious because she is a celebrity. This is a very interesting mix. This is a very strong take to, have someone from Hulu onto this ABC show. Are they ABC? Is The Bachelor or is it Fox? They have to be a part of the same production. I know it's not NBCU. Is it Fox? Very strong personality, Taylor Frankie Paul. Big win for the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives women because Jennifer Affleck just did a commercial with Duncan with Ben Affleck in there, and it was actually so funny. But also, she's going to be on Dancing with the Stars, and so is Whitney. I know Demi is mad, but in my opinion, Whitney's a really good dancer, so I'm not shocked she was asked. But I'm like, this is the first time like a reality show like has honestly taken off that fast to get them their bags independently. Like they're only on their second season and they're already trying to franchise this show and like, put them here. Like they're already becoming celebrities like very fastly. Taylor Frankie Paul is going to be the next Bachelorette. I will be tuned in. I don't know when that comes on, but I will be tuned in. And I might be recapping it because, like I said, Taylor Frankie Paul is my girl. And I'm just very interested to see what man is really about to settle down and become a step baby daddy to her 3 kids. Because she got 2 kids by the one guy and then she got a kid by Dakota. And it's like, what men are going on the show? Because now you got to be careful with that, because are these men just going on the show to get on the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? Because Dakota got some clout now. He got some clout, but what men are gonna really try to date Miss Taylor Frankie Paul? So I pray that she does find a genuine connection, but I hear in The Bachelor it's very rare. It's very rare. I hope she finds someone, and I hope it's not someone that's just looking to get on the Secret Lives and just get famous, because Miss Taylor Frankie Paul, she's probably going to be named, Variety does it, like top reality stars of the year. I know Phaedra was listed as it last year. She's probably going to be on that list whenever they do it again. So I don't know. Let's talk about the Emmys, the fashion. So the Emmys, I never really look at for fashion or awards. I really don't care about the Emmys because I don't watch cable television. And if that's my understanding, that Emmys is solely the television. It's not movies or anything. So I personally don't care for the Emmys, but I don't really care to talk about the Emmys. Maybe because I am a Gen Z, like, I don't know. But this is what the reality, so I'm like, I might as well talk about it. Y'all, it's actually a lot warmer than I thought. I'm trying to get some more sun in here, but like, I always film, as you know, when the sun is setting. Okay, that's better. Okay, so in terms of looks, Jenny Ortega, she always eats down with her looks. Like, that girl is tea. Coleman Domingo, shut down. I don't listen to Blackpink, but who is this Blackpink Lisa? Because that pink dress, probably my best dress. I can't tell if Demi Lovato was there or if that's AI. If she was there, one of my best dress. Phaedra Parks was there in the rooms that Miss Angela Oakley is not getting into. She looked really good. And I don't know who this Shanika Shake is. She looked really good. And then Hunter Schafer, like minimum makeup, dress 8 down, hair unit. I don't know if it was a unit. I don't think it was a unit. Hair 8 down. They looked really good. Nene Leakes was also hosting the red carpet. She was like the commentator on the couch. She wasn't like interviewing celebrities. They were like talking about looks as they came in. But yes, those are probably my best dress. A lot of celebrities were using this as an opportunity to really, stand up for their political views. A lot of people were saying F Trump, A lot of people don't like him. Robert De Niro, one of them. He's made that pretty clear. It was a lot of F ICE statements, F Trump, and Free Palestine on period. Ladies of London, New Reign. There's a teaser. I never watched Ladies of London when it was on. I feel like it is so dark, and I'm going to have to bring that up. I never watched Ladies of London. Does that look better? When it was on. Ooh. Sorry, guys. Wait. It's like you want some sun, but like that looks like really good, but I never watched. Okay, so I mean, it looks dark though. I don't know. So I never watched Ladies of London when it was on Bravo. So now I think they're going to be on Peacock. And of course, I was like in the lineup of announcements, of course, with The Wife Swap and some other shows, the Shahs of Sunset Valley edition. So they finally dropped like a little teaser, like the New Reign. People were saying Caroline Stanbury is going to be on there. I don't know if Caroline Stanbury is going to be on there, but that would be something if she leaves Dubai to go back to London. Girl, get your bag. She is a good reality star. I have a love-hate relationship. I want to see Lisa Milan on my screen though. Real Housewives of Miami. What else is going on? So I've been watching The Royals. I'm almost done with the series. I'm on season 6. I probably have like 5 episodes to go. So I'm kind of like well versed in like as well versed as you can from watching a series based on history. I think I'm kind of like well versed in like the tea in the drama of like, you know, the royals. So King Charles and Prince Harry, they haven't spoken in 19 months apparently. They have reunited, which I think is really good. My opinion is like they all like there was definitely some racism. There was definitely some envy and all of that stuff going on with Meghan Markle. They did not want Prince Harry marrying a black woman 110%. It's very unfortunate what has happened, and the hate Meghan Markle gets is low key giving like Princess Diana. Like it's like you either love her or hate her. Even though Princess Diana was people's princess, but they have allegedly reunited after 19 months. And apparently it was very emotional and it was a very vulnerable time. I don't know if it went well. We don't know if it went well. Reports are going to say what the reports are going to say. But that is a big thing, the fact that they have reunited because of all of the turmoil, all of the, you know, not hatred, but just it's a big moment that King Charles has reunited with his second son, Prince Harry. I just wanted to throw that in there because she's well versed. She's cultured. Alindria Carthen has made her debut to New York Fashion Week. She's walked in Sergio Hudson's runway, which is a very big deal. And she's also walked in the Raising Cane's, which people are like clowning her. The Huda rats are clowning her, and Huda not working with no brands, no deals besides the NFL because she's a crazy bee. But I digress. Her fan base is really, just because you got a lot of Instagram engagement don't mean you are a marketable person. And that's the real tea. It don't mean you are a marketable person. And I think it's proven that. Alindria is a very marketable person. She's giving Werewolf, Vampire Diaries. She's giving everything I need her to give, and I'm here for her. Not Werewolf, Vampire Diaries, but there's a picture of Nick posted of when he's the vampire, she's the werewolf. It's giving that like Vampire Diaries solid core. And if you guys know, fall time is the best time to watch Vampire Diaries. Like, best time to watch Vampire Diaries, Gossip Girl. Like, oh my gosh, I'm about to restart it. The originals, all of that stuff. But no, she literally. Wait, I just got a text. She literally looked amazing, and she walked on the Raising Cane's runway. People were saying she needs work, of course, with her literal walk, but I'm just saying, like, she just was thrusted into this world. Of course she needs help with her walk. I also don't know if anyone's seeing like this whole like Nicolandria versus the Van Carthens, which is basically like Nicolandria is like their high school selves, high school sweethearts, like, you know, Love Island. And the Van Carthens is basically their debut as the next it couple. Like, you know, they're in the fashion and stuff. They are both taking it. Andrea looks amazing. She met the Puerto Rican princess. She's been linking up with Serena Page, and it just really feels like she has a true sisterhood around her. People are supporting her, even though so many people hate to see it. I'm really happy with her launch and her fashion, and I really cannot wait to see what she does, because this is fashion season, and I want her to be at Paris. I want her to be at the Milan. Like, she needs to be up and about and working, okay? Like, do not give up on your dreams. She's tiny, petite, but you know what? So was Eva Marcel. And she was like the shortest to ever win like America's Next Top Model. Like, it can happen if you know how to work it. Like, it can happen. But let's get into RHOSLC. I don't know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say Rihanna, because Rihanna and ASAP Rocky were literally spotted, like, literally at a hospital. They're about to have a baby. I think they're gonna have a girl this time around. And if they're not, expect her to be pregnant by the end of next year or this year, because she's trying for that girl. Real Housewives of Miami, let's get into it. So, not much to really say. That's why I'm like, I want my Toxic Tuesday episodes to be long, but if there's not much to say, there's not much to say. So Lisa and Larsa tried to hash it out again. And it looks like they finally did resolve it. I think they both just were like on the cruise, like, hey, we genuinely want to move past this, you know, and as they should, like, just move past it. I think I've enjoyed their petty arguments because I don't think they're that deep, but I'm just glad they were able to move past it. So they hash it out. You know, Lisa gets emotional. She's like, hey, like, I miss you, all of this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And Larsa is able to just shut up, accept it, and you know what? They're able to move on. And I'm just glad they were able to move on from that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm back again. I had to. Okay, I'm back. Yes, Lisa and Larsa, they hashed it out, yada, yada, yada. I didn't even really watch the after show because I was just kind of like, this episode was boring. Last episode was boring too. Alexia and Marisol. This is what I really want to talk about. There is some tension going on. I'm seeing Alexia kind of throw Marisol under the bus, and I'm seeing Marisol get fed up with Alexia in her relationship, which we already knew she was. But there's some tension because Alexia totally threw Marisol under the bus to Stephanie. She was like, Stephanie, you are letting Marisol off way too easy. Like, she was the one that did not want to go, and I stuck back as her friend. I don't know if it's because I'm more vocal that I'm catching the heat for this, but it was not me. I was fine to go. But of course, if my friend doesn't want to go and she's not comfortable, and she's telling me essentially that, you know, she does not know if she's going to get left, which I agreed with, but she's like, I don't like how basically you are attacking me. So that was that. And I was just kind of like, ooh, like Alexia's kind of like just, she's like Marisol. And that's why I did need to finish the after show. I didn't finish it because I'm interested to see Marisol's reaction to that, because it was giving like, I'm about to throw my friend under the bus. Like, this has nothing to do with me. Like, why am I being held accountable for something my friend did? Just because we're best friends doesn't mean it don't mean nothing, basically, is what I was getting from the conversation. I just feel like she was throwing her under the bus. I think Alexia is beginning to resent Marisol because Marisol does not like Todd. And I'm like, who is Todd? Like, nobody likes Todd. So Alexia and Stephanie both have sister issues, apparently. And maybe because I just can't imagine not being close to my sister. I just think it's weird when people have sister problems, because I'm just kind of like, that's your sister. Like, you know what I mean? That's your sister. Sibling fallouts are very interesting to me. because I have a very close-knit family. Maybe that's why. But siblings, I feel like, is very difficult. Like, parents, I understand. But sibling fallouts is very interesting. So Alexia's sister does not talk to her, and she only reached out to her when Todd had filed for divorce, because they hadn't spoken in like a year or two. And then her reasoning for the reason that her sister and her don't get along, her reasoning for the reasoning was that her sister is very jealous. Not even jealous, she just said judgy. And judgy of her life. And I always think that has some truth to it. Like, I always feel like that has a little truth to it. I think there's more to that story. I think there's more to that story. Okay. I don't have much to say because I think there's more to that story. I think Alexia and Stephanie are both narcissists. And I think they want yes people around them. And I think their sisters, being the closest to them, call them out for their BS. And I think you have to be, when you are a narcissist, you do not like being called out on your BS. And that's why I know I'm not a narcissist, because I don't care being called out. I mean, I'd be mad. Yeah. But does some stuff ring true? Yeah, it does. Call me out. But I think a lot of narcissists prefer to have yes people around them. And I think that Alexia and Stephanie's sisters see right through them and see through the bull. I mean, you've grown up with this person, and in your adult life, when you're on a show, making money with these influential men, your sister's kind of pulling back because they're like, this isn't the true sister I grew up with, right? Right? Think about it. I think that could be the tea. So Gertie, so they get back from the cruise. The cruise ended up being successful, seemed fun, all of this stuff. So Gertie ends up unpacking some trauma, that she's been dealing with in therapy, that she really doesn't want to affect her friendships and her relationships. So she's unpacking some trauma in therapy with her therapist about just like how she can't imagine being parents and like dropping your kids off at a relative you never met for 3 months. Nothing, because her and her brother got dropped off at her aunt's house and she never met, from Haiti to America. And so she's really unpacking like how much like she felt abandoned, as a child, and like why couldn't she be one of the other children that stay back, with her family? Like, why was it her and her brother? And she also relates this to kind of like her feeling of abandonment and, kind of like what she had to go through in America. Like, she didn't speak a lick of English. So it was a lot of bullying, of course, because kids are awful. And, yeah, she kind of relates it back to the group. And I just really feel bad for Gertie, because I really feel like Dr. Nicole was her safe space, her safe haven. I think she's now has a strong alliance with Lisa and Adriana, but, I really think Dr. Nicole was her safe space, and it's really sad to me that Marisol, being the gutter sniper actor she is, really got Nicole off that show, which I don't think she did. Nicole doesn't need it. Nicole just sold her home, her waterfront home, to some celebrity and bought another one. Nicole does not need the show. Her and Anthony are fine. Selfishly, do I want Dr. Nicole back on the show? Yes. But I'm just saying, like, I think that was really Gertie's, like, good friend. And they clearly do stay in contact, which is really good. I don't think Dr. Nicole is going to come back. Maybe in a friend role. I do think she probably finds, like, the housewife role too much, especially since there are women plotting on her demise at all aspects, because her life is what it is. I think they're really jealous of her life. But, yeah, I felt bad for Gertie, and I'm just so happy that she has this man, Russell, in her life that is constantly taking care of her. You can tell he really genuinely loves her. We talk about love on the Housewives franchises, and like I said, if they were to ever break up, that would be someone I'd be really shocked by, because he genuinely like loves her, and they're like high school sweethearts. Like, I just think she has a really good one. But then we get a scene of Alexia and Marisol at dinner, and Alexia is basically like, oh, I want soon we'll be able to do this, you know, we'll all be able to double date. And then Marisol's like, with who? Todd. And then Alexia's like, yeah. And Alexia is so delusional to the fact that, like, her friends don't even want to hear about this anymore. Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like that one friend that keeps telling you tea on something, and then it's like, then it's like they're bringing this person around. It's like, this man just filed for divorce and like moved out of y'all's place in front of your son, and now you're saying you can't wait to double date again after this man has made a mockery of you and potentially threatening your job with talking about suing the producers, which we know now. But I'm just saying, like, Alexia is just, she reminds me really of Kenya Moore, of just yearning for a man's love. And it's really sad to see these women on these shows, not the air quotes around women, but it's really sad to see these women on these shows that have these dominant, confident roles on these shows, but then they clearly cower in front of these men that they're sleeping with and, you know, are in relationships with. Like, so it really reminded me, because I'm watching Real Housewives of Atlanta currently, and I'm on the season where Kenya is like dealing with the whole divorce aspect of Mark after dealing with like the way he treated her. And it's just like crazy because like he served her divorce papers, and now she is talking with the attorney. You can tell she's clearly shook because this happened on camera, and now she's like telling everyone like, oh, he only did that because he was upset I tried to serve him with the custody papers. Like, you're just always trying to find an excuse for these men that like literally nonstop treat you like crap, but then you're treating people on the show like crap. So I don't believe in karma, but I just think the world has a really funny way of like going around. And now I'm seeing Alexia on this show kind of like cower down in this relationship with Todd, when it's like, you literally just admitted that everything he has is literally rented, or like it's not his. So what are we really discussing? Like, what are we talking about? And I think as Marisol, her friend, I think she's probably sick of it. And I think Marisol and Alexia, I wouldn't be shocked like if next season we start to see some rifts in their friendship. I think they'll always be fine, but I think they're both getting to a point where they're resenting each other. I think Alexia should stop saying information about her marriage or lack of marriage. And I think that, you know, Marisol should start standing more independently and not depending on Alexia to get her a mojito. Because clearly you got PIs and stuff and investigators. You can probably become a housewife on your own. Let's talk about King's Court, and I'm ready to go because I'm getting hot in my room. I want to open up a window, but there's like stuff going on outside, and I don't want that to ruin my recording. So let's get into King's Court. So Tyson basically chose himself. Not shocked. He needed to. That was probably the best decision Tyson could have made. Carlos and Janae are still together, and she posted, I went to her TikTok because I needed to see this. Of course, he gave her a promise ring. How do y'all feel about promise rings? I just feel like, don't give me a ring if it's a promise ring or a ring on a string. Like, you could have given me a bracelet. You could have just given me the Cabo tickets. He got them Cabo tickets to like spend for like a week after, and they had the most insane time of their life and they're still together. But I'm like, you could have just whipped out the Cabo tickets. Like, we did not need to see the promise ring, because how long is a promise ring? People break promises, but Cabo, I would have been fine with going to Cabo, you know what I mean? So they remain together, and then Thaddeus chose Dr. Kalia, and I was not shocked. I saw some people on social media saying they were shocked, but I was not shocked because I just felt like they did have a better connection. I felt like they had an instant connection over him and Ariel, but Ariel did say something that I felt like really stuck with me, when she was like, they're both the same person, and she thinks that he needs someone that's opposite, and opposites clearly attract. So I did think that was interesting, but an update, they're still together as well. So clearly, like, it all worked out for like all of the couples. Like, it clearly worked out. I'm not shocked that Tyson chose himself. I'm upset Felicia stuck in that game for that long, because you do not know this man. And I'm upset that Jennifer really thought he's going to pick her. Like, I feel like she's the type to just tell a man, like, whatever. Like, she was so thirsty to just get picked. And when she saw it wasn't happening with Carlos, she's like, let me hop over here to Tyson and let me just assure him and just tell him what he wants to hear. Like, I feel like she had no true opinion. She was trying to be everyone's, like, peace haven. But it's like, you literally, I just feel like she was never her real self. Like, she's just like telling Tyson whatever he wanted to hear, and Carlos. And I feel like the men saw right through that. But that was King's Court. I would watch it again. like I said, I like it better than Queen's Court. But it's so sad for me to watch these phenomenal women like yearn for these mediocre men's attention. So I don't know. I'm excited for the next one, or to see if they what they get, if they even get renewed. So I don't know if Queen's Court has been renewed. The last season had like K Michelle on, and Lisa Ray, and I don't remember who else. And then before it was like Evelyn Lozada, um, and someone else too. I cannot remember. But yes, that was your Toxic Tuesday episode. My hair is getting like so frizzy. Like I need to open a window. Your Toxic Tuesday episode. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you guys Friday for a cooler episode. I'll be cooler. No, I'll see you Friday for part 2 of What's the Reality on What the Reality, Ramona and Mario part 2. If you haven't listened to part 1, make sure you listen, stream that, give me 5 stars, leave a nice comment, and let me know what other topics I should be doing. But I will see you Friday for sure. Okay, I have to go because I need to open up a window like ASAP. Bye.